The coronavirus pandemic has affected all of us in so many different ways. We could have never imagined, even a few months ago, how things would have changed so quickly. Wedding plans, even having to deal with the death of a loved one during this time, and funerals. My son, and that's why I'm wearing the Navy outfit, Navy dad, Navy hat here. My son Nathan and his wife Karin, who are up in the Chicago area where he's been assigned as a Navy chaplain to the Great Lakes Naval Station with all the recruits from all across the country that are coming in. And he's been deployed now for a month, and it could stretch as many as 3 months, even though his family lives close by. It's affected all of us. I have a son, Jonathan, most of you know, lives in Jordan with his wife Heidi, with 6 of my grandchildren, and they have been curfewed to an apartment, a third floor apartment, where the children have been allowed to leave. Maybe could go on the roof. And so it's affected them, it's affected us as we think about it. And as all of us are going through this time, it's a time where we could feel a tremendous anxiety. How's this going to work out? What about that wedding? What about that time that we had set aside for vacation with our family? What about my vocation? What about my job? So many things have happened in just the last month and a half that have affected us and could cause tremendous amount of worry and fear. Well, I have a wonderful word for us today, and it's from Jesus himself. It is one of my favorite passages to share with people. In Matthew chapter 11, Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Years ago, I read a great devotion by Watchman Nee on this verse, and he points out there's 2 kinds of rest that are found in this verse. The first rest is the rest that Jesus gives you when you simply come to him. When you come to him. Now, one of the greatest invitations in the Bible is the invitation, come. Jesus, in the first chapter of the Gospel of John, said to Andrew when he says, "Where do you dwell?" Jesus said, "Come and see." Nathanael later came to Jesus in that chapter, and Jesus again said, "Come and see." What a great invitation. Today, we've tried everything else. Why not just answer and obey the simple invitation of come and see? Peter was in a ship with the disciples, and a great storm came, and they were afraid, and Jesus came walking on the water, and Peter said, "If it's you, Lord, bid me come." And Jesus said, "Come, come, just simply come." So there's a rest that we find and a peace that we find in just simply coming to Jesus. And then there's another rest, and it's a rest that we can find. There's a rest that he gives, but there's a rest that we find. Jesus says, "Learn of me. I'm meek and lowly in heart, and you'll find rest." Now, there's a rest that we have when we simply come to Jesus. He gives us that rest. But there's a rest that we have to look for and we seek for in the person of Jesus Christ. He said, "I am meek." That word means yielded. He was yielded to the will of the Father. He says, "Learn of me." He says, I'm humble, I'm yielded. Yield your heart to God. Come to Jesus. You know, the last invitation in the Bible is found in Revelation 22:17. And the Spirit and the bride say, "Come." Let him who hears say, "Come." Let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take of the water of life freely. Today, could I encourage you? Come to Jesus. Come to the cross where he died for you in your place, for your sins. Kneel humbly before him. He will give you rest for your weary soul, your burdened life. He says, "My yoke is easy, my burden is light." When you come to Jesus, he literally carries the burdens for you. Cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. And then Jesus said in John 6:37, "And whoever comes to me, I will never cast out." If you come to Jesus, you're eternally secure. Come to the cross. Come to the empty tomb. Come and see. Look where they laid him. He's gone. He is risen. As we enter Passion Week this next week, it's a great time to contemplate and to come to Jesus. He'll give you rest. then seek Him day after day. Come to Him in His Word. Come to Him every day. And you know what? You'll find rest, peace for your soul. Well, I trust that this will be an encouragement today, but not only today, for many days to come. Share this with someone else, because the real answer today for what we feel in our hearts, our minds, our lives is found in coming to Jesus. God bless.